we are going to speak to you about Ramadan, the science behind fasting.
Mom, I want a bigger bag. And I said, today I don't have one. When you came back, Ya Allah, you had to drag this huge sack.
Halal Halloween.
People used to go and sing like, Atuna Haqq Al Laila,
Yeah.
Atuna Haqq Al Laila, you know.
Yeah, I remember as a child, I used to feel rich.
Ramadan means it's a normal, regular day. It's just that you're abstaining from indulging.
And we have to be able to go to work and be sharp while we're fasting.
I know.
The ghee on top. Oh, my brain is like, you want the deep fried cheese sambusa.
And if you eat little but frequent, that's the best way to deal with your gut.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Press Pause with 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐤. On today's episode and for the rest of this month, we are going to speak to you about Ramadan, the science behind fasting, and a celebration that has just passed, Haqq Al Laila. Mom, over to you.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. It's a pleasure being here.
Okay, and then, Ma, can you tell us more about Haqq Al Laila?
Haqq Al Laila is for the night. Yeah, for this blessed night. It's the night. Why is it considered to be blessed? It's first of all, it's an Emirati festival or culture, tradition. Every 15th of Sha'ban, the 8th month of Ramadan, we celebrate it by ushering in Ramadan, by trying to instill and inculcate
What does
kindness.
inculcate mean?
Inculcate means instill.
Okay.
Inculcate the value of generosity, community, and kindness in our children. In the sense, it's just like something akin to Halloween.
Halal Halloween.
This is super halal Halloween, and it's something that is going to usher in the holy month of Ramadan. It happens to be so, as you know. Haqq Al Laila has already passed. It was on the 14th of February, together with Valentine's Day. And it signifies kindness, community, and generosity to our children and what we have in our tradition and culture. We strongly believe in this. And the children are the ones who enjoy it the most. I remember, Johanna.
Yeah.
You used to be a tiny little kid. I mean, yes. And you used to go to,
Fun-sized.
yes, a fun-sized, go to Mama Mariam, in Ras Qaima with your bag like Little Red Riding Hood. And when I gave you that little bag which was matching with your dress, you said, Mom, I want a bigger bag. And I said, today I don't have one. When you came back, Ya Allah, you had to drag this huge sack, literally. Okay, and of course the family members, they used to give a little amount of money also, and that's where the generosity starts. You start accepting to give and enjoy it, and it's a festivity, you see. The children are dressed up in their colorful gear. Yeah, you remember how we used to go all decked up in sparkly, nice outfits.
Yeah.
And normally a maxi and with that head crown of gold, whatever, with that little necklaces, hennaed hands.
Yeah.
Everything was up to date, immaculate. And the boys in their little kandoras.
Yeah.
And those headgear, which is tied right tight, for the young boys. Oh, so cute, so cute. And then you people used to go and sing like Atuna Haqq Al Laila,
Yeah.
Atuna Haqq Al Laila, and that's how it is. And of course, us mothers, we used to be so busy trying to cook and prepare snacks and dishes. Like 𝐦𝐫𝐫𝐤 is a favorite. That's when it starts, and then it enters Ramadan, and 𝐦𝐫𝐫𝐤 is the sweet of the day. The kids sing and they say Atuna Haqq Al Laila. That means give us for this blessed night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they're there with their bags and the anticipation and their songs and the poetry and, everything super traditional, wonderful, should be cherished and continued, of course.
Yeah.
So that's what Haqq Al Laila is about, but it's the outfits, the jewelry, the ambience,
Yeah,
and
the feeling in the air.
Yeah, it's already starting. You sense Ramadan is around the corner.
Yeah.
And that's how it was and has always been every year.
Yeah, I remember as a child, I used to feel rich.
Yes.
So rich
Yes.
and full of sugar.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah, the snacks, they would last
Ooh.
They would last, well, as long as we allowed them to last, but I could make them last weeks. The money would last me months, and I would just store it away.
Yes.
Yeah, it was honestly such a good time. And I remember it was, especially when I realized that I need to be more body conscious. I was like, okay, at least we're walking everywhere to get all the treats and the money.
Yeah.
And then I was planning, okay, how am I going to budget? What am I going to spend it on? Everything.
Very tiny. You were very tiny.
I remember doing it even into a slightly older age. I don't think I did it as a teenager, but I think
9, 10.
Yeah.
After, yes.
But I do remember the later ones, like when I was maybe 9 or 10. Yes. I do remember that. And I do remember thinking, okay, we need to walk. Walking is good. Then we're going to eat whatever we want later on, but we walked before. I remember thinking those things as well.
Yes. And in a nutshell, that's about Haq Al Laila.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless you can remember some other anecdotes or stuff that you did with the fellow kids in 𝐟𝐨𝐫𝐬.
I just remember walking a lot and thinking the bag was getting really heavy.
Oh, yes.
But then I was motivated when I was receiving money. I was like, all right, this is all worth it, and I'll put it away.
And being with the group, the gang.
Yeah,
the gang goes everywhere.
And then we come back and then we go through our bags.
Exhausted.
Yes. I mean, I guess it was good for you as the parents because we're knocked out after.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
We have all the sugar.
Oh, yeah. Definitely knocked out. Yes.
What other traditions would you like to mention?
Prep your body. Just like how you prepare for everything else in life, prep your body. In the sense, start eating light for lunch and start making your dinners a little bit more nutritious and healthier. Exercising also, shift it from, if you were doing it in the morning or in the afternoon, do it at night, like after Tarawih times. So your body will be used, that cycle, the circadian rhythm of your body will slowly start adapting. And if you start during Haq Al Laila or at least 2 weeks before Ramadan, you normally go into it. You ease yourself easy into Ramadan. And your body is kind of used to fasting, or rather eating light, throughout the day. And then in the evening, you can have a good meal. But of course, you have to be very careful about what you put in. And of course, don't forget to exercise, because Ramadan means it's a normal, regular day. It's just that you're abstaining from indulging.
Yeah, exactly.
From sunrise to sunset.
Exactly. And one of the things to look forward to in Ramadan as well, and what I really enjoy about it, is the feeling of community and the feeling that we're all in it together.
Yes.
That's really what I look forward to. Like even at work, I'm a shift worker. I work 24/7, 365 or 366 days a year. It doesn't stop, right? Yeah. So when everybody else gets, Ramadan, you have the Ramadan hours, office hours. That doesn't work for shift workers. For people that are flying, for people that are working in hospitals.
Exactly.
We are frontline workers through and through. And we have to be able to go to work and be sharp while we're fasting. And be able to for me at least, protect the skies of my country and fast, because I do have a commitment as a Muslim to do that. So I feel like it is tough and it's a challenge, but it's worth it because we're all in it together,
Yes.
And we try to swap into working afternoon shifts, and then as shift workers we break our fasts together. And it's really a sense of community.
It brings you together.
Exactly. Yes. And a lot of the Muslims are working the later shifts, so we walk around the room and we make sure everybody has some dates, laban and water if they're still working on position. And most of the month of Ramadan, and I checked my roster, I will be breaking my fast on shift, most likely working aircraft. So, and I'm happy to do that because I've done it for 11 years now, being an air traffic controller. I'm not blessed with Ramadan working hours, but I have the blessing of being able to do what I do and give back in this way. And even though it is a tough job, I'm not technically exempt from it. I still have to do it. But if you plan it accordingly, then you really can do it all, It's not an excuse that, I'm a shift worker, so I can't skip or whatever. If you really are struggling to do that. And then on my days off, we have to pre-book all the tents for Ramadan because, we like to go out and enjoy the meals with others as well and friends. So we have to pre-book the tents. So send me the list of the ones you want to go to.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Preparing for Ramadan starts long before Ramadan. You start putting your stuff together, because you're not going to cook only for your family. You're cooking for anybody who might come in for iftar. So you should be equipped. And you cook always. You cook extra. You cook the different dishes of Ramadan, like harees and tharid, and food that is eaten normally during the holy month, which Mama Maryam used to prepare very well, was
Allah
𝐸𝐿𝐴 harees. Excellent harees.
What is harees for people who don't know?
Harees is broken wheat, which is boiled together with either meat or chicken. But Mama Maryam used to make it only with meat.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, it was wonderful, delicious. And that is boiled under slow fire, with inside under the. It used to be under the ground, I remember. And then she had one of those boys who used to stir it constantly throughout the day. It used to be cooked on a very, very slow fire. And that's how it was. It's extremely easily digestible food, because you'll be breaking your fast after not eating for so many hours.
And it's very nutritious as well.
Super nutritious. And it is a combination of the broken wheat and the meat. So it is your proteins and the carbs. But then there's a lot of fiber involved, which makes it super healthy.
And my favorite part, the ghee.
I know.
The ghee on top. Oh, so good.
Yeah. And the ghee on top. But of course, in moderation. That's what you should have.
Boring.
And there was tharid, made from 𝐸𝐵𝐲. And then that saloona. Saloona means something like a curry.
Yeah, it's
which
like
is poured on.
Slightly more waterier curry.
Yeah, watery.
Like a stew.
Yeah, stew is more like it.
Ramadan
Yeah.
is like a very thin, crispy crepe. And
it's broken.
It's a carbohydrate source.
Carbohydrate source is placed first onto the dish. And then the saloona is poured on top.
Yeah, saloona is like stew.
Like a stew, which is poured on top. And this one, when it soaks in, it's eaten. It's easily digestible and delicious.
It is so delicious. And in the saloona / stew, there's meat. I remember carrots and
lots
potatoes.
Of vegetables. Yeah, potatoes.
Carrots, potatoes,
zucchini.
And I would always fish for the potatoes and the carrots.
Yes.
And the meat with the bones, because I like to eat the bones.
Yes. So that's there. And of course, our beloved lugaimat.
Oh, that's for dessert.
Lugaimat, yeah, that's for dessert. But there's lots of salads, and that is the laban, labanap or laban.
Yeah,
and
it's a salty dairy beverage.
Yes. And we normally break the fast with the dates. It could be 1 or 2 dates. And the laban. You break your fast with 1 date and some laban. Go and pray. Come back. Meanwhile, your system is getting used to starting to get its digestive juices running and everything, so that you can attack the rest of the food.
Yeah, exactly.
But that too in moderation. And if you eat little but frequent, that's the best way to deal with your gut.
And I think that the most important thing is to listen to your body, because at least for me, for years, my brain is like, you want the deep fried cheese sambusa.
I know.
You want to make sure that you eat every single 𝐸𝐵𝐻 in the bowl and dip it with extra honey.
I know, yeah. So I think honey was priceless. The date honey Mama Maryam used to put, mashallah.
Exactly. So I feel like the most important thing is to listen to your body through that. But I have found that when you break your fast and you go to pray and then you come back to eat, then you do, at least for me, I feel much better. And even going back to what I was mentioning earlier, I actually prefer to break my fast while I'm on position working, working the traffic, because it forces me to have the date, have the laban, have the water. And then until I'm done with my session, maybe 30 minutes or so until the next person comes in, then I go do wudu, I pray, and then I eat the food. And having that gap of time, I actually prefer it from a personal perspective. I feel like it just slows it down and it grounds me.
Yes.
And then I always make sure that I start with having my vegetables, having a soup, and the harees. That's usually like what I go for, because I feel like it's an all-in-one meal. You get your proteins, fats, carbs, fiber, and it's just so good. It's such a wholesome, warm dish.
Yes.
Yeah. suhoor is also a big festivity where you can also book to go out to the suhoor tents.
Oh, yes.
And that's a whole celebration that we have.
All together.
Okay. And what are some suhoor foods that we usually eat? I feel like suhoor, I don't usually go out for that. I just stay at home and have some yogurt and
whatever.
Fruit, and that's it.
Yeah, yogurt, this one, or maybe some porridge or whatever leftover soups are remaining. Because those are light.
So personally, Mom and I haven't really been to a lot of suhoors outside in the tents. We prefer to go for iftar and then just chill out and digest.
Yes, literally.
So I think this year we should do a suhoor tent just to experience it.
Yes.
I think that should be
perhaps we should walk a little bit and all that in the early before sahur and then go for sahur.
I think so. I think that's a good plan.
Yeah,
that's our little Ramadan promise and outing.
Yes.
And then we can have more on that for you next year when we talk about Ramadan and suhoor. And this is just us sharing our personal perspectives, our personal experiences on fasting as a shift worker, letting you know about the traditions that we have personally experienced being from here. Mom, you've lived here longer than anywhere else.
Wow.
And I'm your child, so I've lived here the whole time.
Yes.
So, we just wanted to share a little bit about what it is that we do from a local perspective, and coming from a mixed race household as well, we had a fusion of tradition as well. So we just wanted to share a little bit of you. I'm sure that everybody has their own way of celebrating, and we just wanted to share a little bit of our lives. So if you do it differently, let us know in the comments below. Yeah. Thank you very much for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed hearing our side and what our life is like during Ramadan. In the next upcoming episodes in the following weeks, we're going to talk about the science of fasting and what Ramadan is, the celebration of Eid as well, and Shawwal, which if you want to know more, just tune in every week and you will definitely get to learn more. Thank you for tuning in. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, share, etc., etc.
etc.
And here's a sneak peek for next week. On today's episode, we're going to tell you all about Ramadan.
Hiya!
Another thing about Ramadan is it's actually one of the 5 pillars of Islam.
Another fact about Ramadan is it doesn't follow the Gregorian calendar.
For the people who are unable to fast or exempt from fasting,
you try to remain pious and pure in your thoughts.
Ramadan is when you're supposed to abstain from the following.
It has been predicted that in the year 2030, Ramadan, there will be 2 Ramadans in a year.
People who are diabetic, most of them can't fast.
I know, it's difficult.
So maybe just air fry the sambusas. Also, you can't have carbs and protein at the same time.
When we break our fast, we shouldn't go overboard with all those samosas and 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐤𝐻 and madresh,
Boring.
Yeah, all that, yeah. But it's difficult, but that's how it goes.